I'm Amy Oxenham, the head brewer at the Brick Vault Brewery and Barbecue here in beautiful downtown Marathon, Texas. I just started with a general interest in fermentation and was mentored by a really incredible Texas brewer named Steve Anderson, who actually helped change the laws in Texas to create brew pubs like this. So under his mentorship, I started brewing, and I also attended the Siebel Institute of Technology, which is America's oldest brewing school, and I've also completed a biology degree with Sul Ross State University. However, in that order, so I started brewing first, went to brewing school, and meanwhile the whole time was knocking out this biology degree. So I feel like everything together, I feel like it was vitally important to sort of have that hands-on work experience first and then have the academic experience. I think we're incredibly unique in that we bring, quality craft beer to the Big Bend region. Brewery side. We're actually producing sugar water essentially that will be fermented into beer. And today we're brewing a Belgian style. So in the mash tun here, I've got a bunch of grains that I've added hot water to. So essentially I'm steeping these grains, and then now I'm rinsing these grains and extracting as much of the available sugars as possible. There's also important enzyme reactions taking place, but pretty much the goal is creating sugar water for yeast to create beer. So as I'm rinsing these grains, I'm also drawing this sugar water, which is called wort, W-O-R-T. Drawing the wort off of the bottom of the mash tun and into this kettle. This is where I'm ending up with my semi-finished product. This is essentially what's going to come out of the end of this process. So this is a very slow and deliberate drawing off process. That's kind of the thing with all of brewing, is that you can't really rush anything. So yeah, that's a great representation of what this beer is going to end up looking like. Be kind of like a mid-range Belgian. So I typically try and keep a rainbow of beer on tap. We have 6 different taps, and I always try and keep something dark on, which is usually our Captain Shepherd's Pecan Porter. That recipe was actually developed by the founding brewer here, Brody Pierce, and he and I used to brew together at another brewery. He came over here. This is one of the first recipes that he developed. I love it. I consider it one of our flagship beers, so I always try and have it on tap. Sometimes I'll rotate it out with another stout or something, but I always like to have a nice dark offering. So right now we've got the Kolsch, which is super light. I'll usually rotate that out with a lager or a pilsner. Our sour Dweezil is a cherry sour. I try and keep that on tap more often than not. And then the other spots I sort of rotate out as I see fit. Obviously, I've always sort of known that beer in general is sort of dominated by the male patron and experience. However, when I started going to industry gatherings or conferences and stuff like that, that's when I really started to notice whoa, I'm the only woman in the room, I'm the only woman in the conference center. I'm definitely making it a personal goal of mine being here to invite more women into the beer experience. So I'm part of a women's brewing society called the Pink Boot Society. Earlier this year, we did a group brew with the Pink Boot Society, and it had more than almost 500 participating breweries. This is the first time it's happened in the Big Bend region. We were one of those participating breweries in every continent on the world. So I thought that was a really cool thing to collectively be a part of, and also to invite, you know, women from the community in to brew with us that day was really important. You know, I feel like that's even changed, like, in the time that I've been brewing, whereas maybe at the beginning I might have said, like, you know, have a thick skin. But I feel like that is beginning to shift industry-wide, where people are realizing that they must make space for women to be in this space. So I wouldn't actually recommend that at all. I would say, like, stick up for yourself at every opportunity that you get. Like, don't worry about the friction that you may get from the male-dominated space. I think that it's getting a lot groovier and a lot nicer for women to be in this space. So that's actually what I would say, is just stick up for yourself at every chance you get. Like, be loud and be assertive and get in there.
Yeah.